Everyone, good noon. Can you see my screen? I can see my screen. If you can, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I see quite a people still yet to join. So should we wait or we can start now? Like a teen only, usually we have more than 50, 60 people and everything. Moment because 50 people are still joining and we are going to discuss something. If we just miss the link, probably like it would be difficult to connect. But by the time people join, let's go with a small recap. What are the things covered? So today is going to be the last day of our session. So still, like I would appreciate if you have any time, any question from any part of the training, day 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can ask me today also. So, okay. So very first day we discussed about retail operations, what is all about, different formats, success factors of a retailer, Indian retail industry, and other things. The second day we talked about the sales, introduction of sales and services, where we discussed about customer experiences, loyalty, importance of loyalty, how to do a better sales, how to coach the role of the leadership, few other things from that sales. The third we talked about the retail marketing, started what is merchandising plan, what is the techniques that one has to do, about inventory management, then we talked about a bit of shrinkage and all. Here we had a word on regarding retail operations. Cool. We are going to discuss about the financials, retail financials, core principles of the financial reporting. Usually what happens, financials usually considered one of the tough subjects, and when we say financials, we see a lot of formulas over there. So I to give this presentation in a way that in my whole presentation you will not find a single formula. Then I want you to come up with a formula in that, so that whatever if you use that calculation, so you would remember that. So one of the thing. Second thing, I not go much theory on that part. We'll do more practical. So I need everyone to be very attentive, because over the presentation again and again we have to go to like on whole presentation would be like we will go back, we'll again have data, and sort of times we have to come back and go. So I want everyone to be very attentive. If you miss a single presentation, so it would be difficult for you to connect again. So I have a different approach for this presentation. I'm very much positive that by the end of this presentation, you will be very sounded in retail financials or financial. Okay. So going to be the roadmap, or I would say for today, it is going to be the learning objective for today's presentation. We will financial statements. So keeping one, or like keeping the interest of the time, I have given to the most critical things that we consider or one should know about the retail financials. I have taken that. There are a lot more to do, but we'll go through the few most important ratios, formulas, and calculations. Talk about the financial statements. Will sales performance, profit management, in asset management calculations. We'll bring up the financial reporting tools. Sales. One of the things you would observe that other slides you find that the same heading, but here this objective, but I would achieve that objective via a different way. There won't be theory, what is sales report, how to do that, how to see that. I would present a statements in front of you, and you have to observe that. Come up with some outputs based on your experiences and your learning. Okay, identify how to observe that who is doing well, and investigate. We will find having look at the statements, different reports. How give. So have a look at that. We'll draw conclusion and looking at the statements and how high level of how the business analysis process goes out. So this is going to the learning objective or the roadmap that we would try to achieve at the end of the training. Okay. Any questions so far? Cool. Financials, actually, when we talk about the financial, or one has to look at the financials of any company, we usually or typically look at the three different statements to understand is the company sounding funded, how's the company's financial performance, is it funded proper, how's the operation going on. So number of things actually the decisions can be taken based on that. One who is actually investing in the share, actually we usually see this of the statements and take a decision. Okay, how's the company's income, what is the cash flow, how's the balance sheet doing, profit loss statement. So there are a few things. I know that many of you must have know all this because I got a good input yesterday that we don't have most of the people from retail background. So I'll go through that. So statement one is income statement. The income statement is one of three financial statement measures a company's financial performance over a specific accounting period. So I that a specific account period. So we in India we follow the financial year, right? It starts from 1st of April to end at 31st of accounting period we follow. So different countries follow the different financial periods. That is clearly we can understand if having a look at the dates. So it again it is one of the three major financial statements that measures the company's financial performance. Okay, the kilo, the another two are cash flow and the balance sheet. So it is a statement that measures the cash generated or used by a company in a given period. In cash statements, it explains by name that cash is generated or used by a company in a given period. And last one is the balance sheet. There are more, but I would take because of time constraint. We'll go through this in very detail today. The balance. So it summarizes the company's assets, liabilities, in shareholders' equity at a specific point in time. Right? With the balance sheet, one can understand what is company's assets, liabilities, and equity part. Cool? Any doubt over here so far? Any doubt, please raise it at the same time, space to this session, because probably it would be difficult for you to connect later. Okay, I would go through a few formulas. I will go through the same formulas 2 to 3 times so that you can remember that. Take one example, then I'll take another example. The third one will take another example. So we'll go through the multiple times. But usually that you are learning something different, but objective would be the same. So quite an innovative approach we'll use over here for the learning financials. And to reiterate, there won't be any formulas. You have to work. Don't say listen it and effects and figure, and you have to align and the calculation yourself. Okay, I don't have any formulas over here. So it's the statement, my first part. So example of a US retailer called the Whole Goods Inc. So this is the income statement for an example to understand how it looks like. So the income statement starts from 2007, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Here, though here, just have a look at the 2011 only, because I'm here to connect. Looking at this income statement, what I can see that this whole is in 4 different regions. It is in North America, it is in South America, it is in European stores, or Asia also. Right. But apart from this, what I can see looking at the first column, like let's say, so to the catalog stores, there one of the channel is catalog, and another channel is the e-commerce. Total into the stores, they are to the catalog, and they are into the e-commerce. Cool. 2011. Look at this financial. So even though it is, you can learn a lot, or you draw a lot of conclusion out of it. Okay. So next is from different stores. It is saying that almost 13,367 million done from the North American store. South stores is done 2,400 something. So right, looking at, you can say that okay, North American stores, the sales from the North America is we got the highest sales from the North American market, where if we compare the sales within stores, the Asian market has done quite like lower on the side. So the lowest sale is from the Asian market for the stores. So okay, you can at the same time we can compare, right? What sales from North America in 2007, what is the sales in 2011. So that's also we can do, but here I would only to understand that we'll take only 1 year. Okay. So at the same time, I can see the sales from catalog retailing is almost $1,967 million. E-commerce $5,000 is the approach. Now, total finally, as a retailer, I want to know at the end of the day or at the end of year, what is my total sale. So of this, I'll get the total sale of 260,352, like 26,352.87 million. The simple addition of all the sales from the different channel or different area. In this, company has know that the company is where the cost of goods sold. Okay, 13,366 million. So all not a million again and again. Forget it. For the in front of us, it's simpler to connect. Cost of goods sold was 17,366. So to gross margin, what I will do next minus cost of goods sold would give me the net margin, gross margin. So if you if you are really interested to learn the financials, just do the calculation at the same time in your laptop or in your calc, whatever you want. So if you reduce 26,352 minus 17,366 in decimals, gross margin of around 8,986 crores. Okay, what learning here? How to calculate the gross margin and how to look at the income statement. Cool. Now, next thing, the company has come up with the SG&A expense, that is general and administrative expenses of 6,101. So I want to calculate my operating income. How? So if I use gross margin minus expenses, I'll get my operating income. That is around 144. They mentioned that they paid the interest on debt, something loan, right? They paid around 189 loan here this year. So profit after how they this time before it would be 1844 minus interest on debt, so it would be around 1,654. Right? So this profit after tax. So same time company has to pay the taxes to the government where they have paying the taxes. What would be the net profit? It would be around 175 crore. Sorry, $1.5 million, right? Any question here? I would really appreciate if you read the question at the same time. Alright, going good and everyone has just understood that. I think clear. The same whole presentation would be go in the same way. So you have to listen me and connect. Do the calculations with you. Yeah. So note down. Thanks. Note for a moment for the year 2011 for whole good INC, the net profit is 1075. Okay, paper note of it. Let's go to the next presentation. So second statement in my first presentation I told is the cash flow. So first come cash flow and the balance sheet. So cash flow is not do any calculations here. Just look at the two high level things to learn to begin. The first column, cash flow from operating activities. So it cash flow it really records all the cash flow within organization in and out of the cash. Fine. So we in the previous slide, you remember I told you to note down the net earnings, right? That was 1075 million. So we have taken what is my net earning, that's the came in my company, and minus is something that is going out. Right? So we'll very quickly because of time in whole presentation I would take few more examples for the cash flow and balance sheet and income statement to understand in more depth. This because after my net earning, I can say that depreciation and amortization is around 645. Deferred taxes is around 7.50. So it is giving an overview. Looking at this, one can say that okay, net earning was around 1,000 crore, 1,075. Okay, depreciation is 645. Okay. So when company actually are trying to merge with another company and one company wants to another company, so they go through all these statements to understand the financial health. So the inventory, account payable is something they have to pay to the supplier, right? Accountable, something that they if the sale is done, so this is what they got it out of that. It's like we have to include like another net cash from operative activities, net from investing activities. It's not in that case. Addition to property and equipment, they bought some property or machinery, so that would be like going out of company, right? So that is in minus. Addition of property and equipment, something they have sold out because of disposition, so the amount is coming into the conversion plus. So that is actually few of the transactions that take on a yearly basis in the retail company. It's part of cash flow statement. Okay. The sheet. So the balance sheet is more the retail count the liability and the assets. Cool. You can tell me what is the difference between liability and assets? What is just please write it. Is it liabilities or bad? Just it will give me the definition. So say it is good or bad to have more liabilities. Cool. No, no, liabilities is something you have to pay, right? We say no, this is our liabilities, the money that you have to pay. So debt is something loan, right? Like this is something okay. You bought the inventory from supplier. Against inventory, you have to pay to them. So that is your liability to pay him, to pay to supplier, right? So liabilities is a loan. You have taken a loan from the bank. So that what you have to pay. This balance sheet is again very interesting. Let's focus on the year 2011 so that few figures are from the previous slide that we got. So think current, as I told, so what is the total cash I'm having in my hand? Total is I am having at my store. So if you recall, over in 3, 4, 5 year of presentation, I said a word and that inventory is asset for company. They consider their asset. So that is what we consider is asset. You can have a look at the balance sheet. They are considering as asset. In receivable, right? So total current asset for the company is 7599, right? 1599. Losses, so the property or accumulated depreciation or other equipment. So considering all this, totaling all this, the total set is 2501. So looking at this again, because taken a 5 year, if you really want to go to home, try to do calculations, what was the asset in 2007, what was asset in 2011, what is the growth, if it is good, bad, all these calculations you can do further, right? So you can look at the company, okay, company is growing, keeping they are increasing their assets and all those things. Then the equity part, so payable, something you have to pay to supplier, another short-term debt. So total current liabilities would be around 6,140. Cool. Long liabilities, probably they might have taken a loan from that could it is around 4,875. So total liabilities is market liabilities and long-term liabilities and long-term liabilities. That is around 11,000. So total asset is 25,000. It is 11,000. So there are lots of ratio actually we do. Total divided by total liabilities, it will come some other ratios. So I'll go into that, but let's go through and I'll cover a few of the basic of the financial. In fact, after liabilities is something equity. So cost in earning. So it will give me the total equity. Fine. Last one we totaled out what is my total liabilities and total equity. Let's come to the now. I'm going to start the actual presentation, actual calculations now. See, out of this blocks, I could have written 5 to 6 formulas over here, but I did not because I want to involve here. Okay, let's do some calculations. And you to okay how many calculations you have learned out of. It is very simple. So go into the quite tougher. So for example, if the sales of a company is 100 and cost of goods sold is 60, this is the only thing I've got from the company. Calculate the gross margin out of it. Yes, if I say minus cost of goods is 40. Sales minus cost of goods 100 minus 60 is 40. For example, if retailer is buying something at 60 rupee and selling it at 100 rupee, so finally how they are getting 40 rupee. But 40 rupee is not their margin. Lots of are involved. Expenses they have to make to get that 40 rupee. Machineries, retail, paying for the visual merchandising, paying for the props, paying for the rent, renting the warehouses, rent transportations, investing IT, all these things, right? Lots of expenses are there, marketing activities. So for an example, we have taken here as a 25. So now I want to calculate my net profit. Cool. So gross margin may say if I reduce the total expenses, I'll come to net profit. So sales cost of goods would be with the gross margin. Say after gross margin, after reduce the expenses, I'll get the net profit. And net profit, I know my sales. If I want to calculate by what is net profit margin, so profit divided by sale would give me net profit margin. That is most they want to everyone, not as a retailer, every industry for net profit. So after reducing net profit after tax. Cool. So this is profit margin. So how simple? Any doubt here? See how many calculations we have done. We calculated the gross margin, we calculated the net margin, we calculated the net profit margin. So around three calculations we have learned from here. And we can do based on the state that we have looked before. Are we doing good? I want to understand. If still you are expecting formulas over here. So right. We talked about the profit management. Let's go to the asset management now. So asset inventory and your we are going the basics of that. So tax implication, we are not considering the calculations. Usually if you are paying the tax, if you see one of my presentations, we have taken like if your net profit is something 1,000, and then after that you are reducing the tax, so profit after tax also to be calculated, right? So don't want to make it complex, let's go smooth. So yes, it will be calculated if you are paying a tax to the retailer. So you could find in my first slide. Let's talk about asset management. Very few of the critical terminologies that we have you must have observed in my previous slide, like asset turnover, inventory turnover, and all few things. We'll try to justify here what is that all about and how to calculate that. Here, for example, company having the inventory of 5, they are expecting. Can you go on mute? I see someone is saying. One minute, everyone. Right. Can you please unmute? I request everyone to go on mute, please. It's better now. So we were the asset management part now. The company the inventory of 5, their receivable is 4, and other current asset. So this using that we were certain loss statement, we were doing all the figures, right? So inventory 5, this account AR is 4, account other assets is 1. So my current asset would be total 10, 4, 5, 4, 1. The same my fixed asset. If you got it, my fixed asset is 30. Okay, because is all assets I'm adding, fixed asset is 30. So total asset would be current asset plus fixed asset. That's 40, right? So bigger 40 is coming out of my current asset. So remember what was the total sales we did before? So here we did 100. So we take sales here. If I want to calculate my asset turnover, right? My asset turnover, then I need to divide by total asset. So what is it? What is my total asset? So more and more I have, it's good for the detail. Cool. Divided by 40 would give me the asset turnover. So formula to see what are the formulas we learn. Current asset is as the head of inventory, account receivables, and other assets. My total is current asset plus fixed assets. I will calculate the asset turnover, then sales divided by total asset would give me asset turnover. Cool. Over now, right? And a bit more complex. This slide is like very complex, but actually it is not. I have divided. If it is the upper part, already calculated. If the profit part, you already calculated the net profit. My first slide, you remember this one. So the part 15 and second is the asset turnover. Right? I don't want to get into again this thing. So if the retailer wants to calculate their return on asset, so what is return on asset? The formula is net profit margin divided by asset turnover. Give me the return on asset. Good. Net profit margin divided by asset turnover. So when I net profit margin divided by margin into asset turnover give me the return on asset. So when I into it, net sales to net sales will be cut down. Final formula would be net profit divided by total sales. Put it on asset. Good. Divide total asset. What is my net profit here? Net profit is 15. What is my total asset? What is the total asset? Net profit 15, total 40. So it is around 37.5% is my return on asset. Cool. If I could have explained you return on asset in the beginning, probably it would be very difficult. But now you know how to calculate. You know how to calculate asset turnover. What is the formula of net profit margin? Profit divided by net sales. What is the formula of asset turnover? Net sales divided by total asset. If you return on asset. Cool. Now a small quiz for you. Let's come to a small quiz today. Take two retailers. One is a bakery retailer and another one is a jewelry retailer. The is 10%. So, but for one profit margin for the bakery store is 1%. A jewelry retailer it is 10%. So you know, we know that okay, if it's a jewelry shop there must be a so critical for the jewelry we know that their profit margin is always high. For the bakery profit will be quite lower. The total turnover we are expecting times for the bakery and their jewelry is 1 time. So there is a turnover simply. So which one is doing well? Both is 10%. Profit margin for jewelry is 10%. Profit margin for bakery is 1%. But finally, because turnover there is return on asset is 10%. So what conclusion you would drive out? Can you just help me to understand which one is well? Yeah, same. So you see, finally return on asset is both same, but based on the business, right? If to the retailer, if for example grocery or I say general merchandising. So for this type of retailer, you remember I said the profit margin is around 3% only, right? So the nature of the business, the for the grocery store might not be the same what a jewelry retailer is earning. But because the turnover of the grocery, probably they might earn the same return on asset. Volume is what actually finally drives. Wanted to have a judgment on that. I hope we are if we are doing good and you got a good understanding of how to calculate all these things and how to come and judgment. Okay, next thing. Now I'll do the same calculation with another example and let's few more into that. Okay. I think this is a real-time data. There are US retailers. One is called the Federated and another one is called the Costco. This income statement for both the retailers. I think I did the year. Let's consider the year. So now for Federated it is $15,630 dollars, or for Costco it is around 50,000, 48,000. Again, calculation, they have cost of goods sold, they have a gross margin, operating expenses, they have interest paid, their total expenses, then net profit pre-tax. Then if you're talking about the taxation, they reduce the taxes, then they got net profit after taxes. Gross margin is also there. So you calculate all those things, okay? Operating expenses, sales, net profit, so all these calculations are there. Let's come. Now I've created a slide. Let's get into that slide. So here I want a bit of focus because I will come again to the slide in a minute when I go to the next one. So here and there I would do a number of times. Let's do the profit calculation for the company called Federated and Costco. Cool. Already we did. Again, do it with another example. So Federated and the green one is the Costco. Next, we have a net sales for Federated. It is 15,630. For Costco, it is 48,000. So I do that. Goods sold is also there. Operating expenses also there. Interest expenses is also there. So I took all these things from here, right? When I say gross margin, so I have a mistake in this slide. Can anyone just tell me what is the mistake? Gross margin, you have learned I remember just went through what is the formula of creating a gross margin. What is the mistake? I will go ahead until someone tell me what is the mistake. Margin is right, or something is real. What's the wrong? Yeah, I know that is wrong.
Net profit plus minus.
Yeah.
So the amount is, I mean, it is their figure.
Yes. 61,000. How come? Yeah, it's 6,000, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. I don't know where this option, so I can't do it. So see, I have something wrong. So if you net sales minus cost of goods sold, that not right in the previous slide, will give you the gross margin. So that would come to 6,333, not 1,000. So in the 407 minus 42,000 is something gross margin for the cost would come to 6,000. Cool. Cost sold is there. We are done with that. The next thing is operating expenses was there in my previous slide. Interest. So total expenses is something. Operating expenses plus other expenses would give me the total expenses. So 4,993 plus something like that. So it would give me 5,000, around 1,217 total expenses. And to calculate the total net profit, so gross margin of 6,633 minus 5,217 will be the net profit before tax. So it's around 1,116. Same. Do the simple calculation for Costco, it would give me around 1,400. Cool. Profit before tax. I need to pay the taxation to the government. So I need to do that. I'll get net after tax is around $639 million. So 1,116 minus 427. If you do that, it's around 689. Cool. Now I want to calculate what is my total net profit margin. Cool. So say my net profit divided by net sales. Remember, so if I divide profit divided by net sales, it would give me the net profit margin. So for Federated it is 4.4%. For Costco it is 1.8%. Cool. So far. Gross margin, calculate. So gross margin, because number of people actually ask for the percentage. High management is more interested in the percentage. So let's talk about the percentage now. If you want to calculate the gross margin percentage, so we know that what is our gross margin? It is simple rate, right? In Costco, Costco it is 6014. So at the gross margin, how to do that? Gross margin percentage is equals to gross margin divided by net sales. Cool. 3 was my total gross margin, and what is the sales? Net sales is 15,630. It would give me the gross margin percentage. So 20.0, 40.5 is gross margin percentage, whereas for the Costco it is 12.05. So looking at the sales figure only, we can't say how much profit that company is doing. Even though Federated sales is low, but Costco sales is very high, there's a big difference in their gross margin percentage. See that. So we come on to conclusion, but again, this is my net margin. See the gross margin. So come conclusion, okay, companies on profit are because of the sales of the merchandise and all this thing, blah blah blah. I am on the profit. But what is my margin, boss? What is getting what I'm getting? Okay, invested 100 rupee by the end of year. How much I got? Is it 90 rupee or 910? So they give you the clear picture. So the conclusion we can take over here. It is if we are still on the halfway, we have to go till net profit margin. But see, let's talk about the expenses, because if you have a gross margin, if you want to calculate the net margin, you need to do expenses. So expenses, I need to explain that theoretically. So these are costs that are associated with the company's main operating activities, which are reported on its income statement. For example, its main operating activities are buying and selling of merchandising or goods. So lots of involved in that. Cool. Unless we need to calculate what is the operating expenses. You remember I used this word number of times in my previous presentation. If retailer wants to reduce their operating expenses, because it directly impact their profit. So it don't, okay, but I'm getting a profit. If my expenses are low, fine, I'll earn more. If expenses are high, if I'm getting a 10,000 salary, my expenses 9,000, fine, but I would say 11,000 expenses, I'll earn more salary. So that's simple logic over here also. The company wants to calculate operating expenses. So operating expenses, in my one of the slide I have given the operating expenses. That around the first row 4903 and Costco 4629. Cool. Variable 3. What is the formula? Operating expenses divided by net sales will give the operating expense percentage. So out of my total sales, what is the percentage of expenses I'm getting? Think you're doing a sales of 15,000 or expenses is also 50,000. Will it for the company? No. If I'm earning 10,000 rupees, my expenses are 10,000, boss, I need to change the company now, right? Expenses are increasing. The same thing. You see lots of activity going on. One in the store, is closing the store, more is closing the store. Something. Why? Because even though they are in the profitable, their expenses are very high. Their sales, anything, but because the rent is going higher, employees are getting costlier. Lots of factors. That finally they are getting a net profit and they are getting into the loss. I see that for Federated, the expenses are 31%, whereas for Costco it is 9.6%. Who is doing well? Right? The process optimization is good in Costco. It is 6%. question. So this is the next topic, but I tried my best to make it simple, make it more simple, so that people not from financial background would be able to connect it very easily. Operating expenses. When I talk about the expenses, there are multiple types. Cool. So onto the slide later. Just want to don't want to get into it. Calculate. Okay, take it now. So no expenses, type of expenses. So if you see in one of the slides, in my second or third slide, I mentioned the word SG&A. Like that is selling, general and administrative expenses. Cool. They complete. They do what actually the financial people do in their office. Keep what reimbursement you are doing, how much salary you are getting, and all these calculations they do. So sales of salary, commissions or benefits, something. Expenses, companies paying rent, they're paying for the utilities, paying for other miscellaneous expenses. Expenses, employees other than salespeople or buying offices, other market spend on marketing, advertising. Also, all this come under the admin expenses. Okay, so the expenses has to consider and put down in the balance sheet. To cover this slide, we already did this calculation. Net profit by sale, so net profit for Fed by around 689 and sales was 15,000 something. The total net profit is 4.4% for Federated and percentage. It is not net profit, it is the percentage of total sale. So this is what actually all the retailer wants to do. Cool. I think most of the retailers pay the same tax if they are in the same geography. So, but again more. Okay. So Federated is what we. Even the sales for the Federated is good, but there is quite high in Costco. Okay. Next. So the income statement. Let's come to the sheet of these two. Accounts receivables. What is the inventory they are having? What cost? Other current assets, fixed assets. Total all the information we are having over here. What is the all this thing, right? It will be easy. What is this asset turnover? What is inventory turnover? We already did this in the previous slide. So when you are in doubt, to go back, have a look, and again come back if you want. And again, so that is so asset turnover. I don't waste time here because I think we already did that. But small when you are drawing the conclusion in the financial statements, we should be very clear. What is my asset turnover? What is my inventory turnover? How to calculate that so that you can analysis. When I do, I can come on a conclusion fast. Account receivables of 3,418 for Federated, 339 for Costco. Inventory. I took all this, so my total B, my account receivable, what is my merchandising inventory, what is cash, or if I have another current asset to if I all this thing to the total asset. If all asset plus it's also my the property that I'm owning or the vehicles and few of the things. So to the total asset part. So total current asset plus fixed asset would give you the total asset as we did before also. And next divide total asset will give you the asset turnover. Okay, don't much time here. We already did that. And what we did that. So now this inventory turnover. I'll give you a bit of critical knowledge here again. So inventory is the measure of number of times inventory is sold or used in a period. If I'm keeping an inventory of 100 rupees, so how many times I have circulated that 100 rupee in a year? Cool. Quantity perspective or something. So this is the total turnover of inventory in a specific time. How to calculate that? What is the cost of goods sold divided by the average inventory? So that one of the goods sold 9297 and there one of the average inventory is that. So this we will use the second row. Calculate the what's the inventory turnover. So total cost of goods divided by average inventory would give me the inventory turnover. So more and more turnover I would have, it's good for the retailer. Cool. That 100 rupee to be circulated again and again. For example, if I gave you 100 rupee, cool, from 100 rupee, and you earn profit out of it, and I told, okay, you give me the 600 after 2 months. You to market, you buy something out of that 100 rupee. For example, any item, 2 items you got out of that 100. You sold, you out 100, you make a profit of 10%, you got 110. Again, what would do? You would go, because you have 110 rupee in your hand. You go to the market again, you would buy the same product again, sell it again. So within 2 months, how many times you go to the market, you sell it, you earn it, and then you said, okay, finally I gave you 100 rupee, 110 after 2 months. So more turnover you do with a profitable manner, it would be good for the retailer. So this is what it says all about. Turnover, asset turnover. Initially what I did, for every turnover it is goods sold, I'm taking the net sales here, cost of divided by average inventory. As for net sales divided by total asset. Using the word asset, I'm taking the total asset. Turnover, I'm taking the average inventory. Good. Next, divide the total asset. Net asset was for Federated, it was 15,000. 60, it was 14,865. It put the asset turnover of 1.1%. 1.1. Theoretical small definition also. What is asset turnover? Financial ratio that measures the efficiency of a company use this asset in generating sales revenue or sales income to the company, right? So companies with low profit margin tend to have high asset turnover, while companies with high profit margin have low asset turnover. Because it are fixed, right? It is not going to increase. The impact is that calculated that. So it is another indicator to justify how profitable the company is in the total asset. So return on asset is also called the ROA. The idea is how efficient management is at using its asset to generate earning. Cool. How we learn all these operations and everything. So this is how actually, if you have a good operations, optimized process, efficient process, effective process, proper teams, people management, good infrastructures. So fine, it would use it. Again, profit margin with you, you have asset turnover, if you into, and you'll write a return on asset. You calculated this 4.41 and all these calculations we did before. So we'll take over here. That calculation. We calculated net profit is 4.41. And over we calculated as 1.05. When do multiplication of it, it will give me the return on asset. 4.63 for Federated and 5.84% is for the cost. Cool. formula we did. Yes, now this conclusion, I want you to explain a few things. This sheet, someone from the associate sent you this sheet. He took it from some financial tool. To judge, you have to come to the conclusion. Receiving with the net profit margin, asset turn, and return on asset. You have to understand your competitors. So in the form, I have given the different formats. There are category specialists, there are specialty stores, there are discount stores, supermarkets. You have to analyze that. First, number of things we can judge: who's doing well, who's doing having good turnover, what is the and return on assets, profit margin. So lots of calculations we do that. One can okay, which format is doing it, out of that which format, which retail is doing well. You further go and try to understand why they are getting a good fit, what is the difference between our processes and their processes. So now research can be done based on that. Cool. So that it's quite a straightforward. You have to sit and understand it. You know, friends, what is profit margin, asset turnover, return on asset. Just do homework and come to your own conclusion. Cool. And for gifts to go, another example. So I don't have a detail for this, right? You have to on this. You have formulas, you have examples. Come up with your own calculations using this one. Don't look at this. This is answers. Okay, come to the probability. So there are always input and output. Any retailer, there are some input and output. So if you give the input, output would come. It's simple logic, right? So what input? As a retailer, I have to put down inventory in my shelf. I need to real estate. I have to put the employees who facilitate the sales, other overhead. I need to do advertising, other energy cost, MIS expenses, IT expenses. All this input I have to give. Out of that, what I would get? I would get good sales. Out of it, a profit. I can be there. We are always saying actually when we talk to the client, okay, how cash flow is it good, bad? So this terminology is good. Cash flow would go and sales to good advertising, good train people. So all these things we learned in the previous slide. So all this logic. So input versus output is what I'm trying to explain here. You learned the functions now. Okay, I think whatever term I have explained here, you should know everything. This is what, if you list, this is good enough to have a understanding on the retail. So you know input, you know output, you know layer of organization, and then product is what actually we just worked out in the previous slide. So organization at what level, what they actually look at. For example, me as a retailer is having 100 stores. So at the corporate level, I would, okay, productivity, the fourth column, return on assets, I would look at asset turnover, what is the sales per employee, it could be by store, it could be by level, per square feet, so all calculations they look at. So if you, okay, my sales per square employee is right, so what they would do, they would, like probably they would like hire a few of the people to make or do will play something. If they are getting a good sales per square foot, they say, okay, we got our operations. Management mein, there are few calculations. So we calculate gross margin, we calculate inventory turnover, advertising as a sales of percentage, how much is the sales and what is the amount, a few of the things. So it is very simple calculation. I did give it what we do, what is the net sales per feet. So you total is divided by your square feet will give the net square feet. Simple calculations. Net sales per associate per employee per hour. Also utility sales is a percentage of sales. We always try to keep expenses low. What is the shrinkage out of my sales? So this, I think you have gone through all the words, the whole 5-day journey or 5-day training part. Okay. For you, I don't want to get into that. Such figure. You just have some calculations. So here also you did what is the sales per square feet, also sales per employee. Have your homework. Cover calculations. Uh, this is the end of the slide today. Any question, any doubt, please ask me. Not only from today's session, any question if you have, like from the day slide. Bill 59. We managed time very well today, even though it was a tough topic. So how can I get feedback overall 5 days? How was it? Did you like it? So yeah, I'm expecting answers. Was it bad? How or should I there? Do I? Oh, I have. I think still I'm not getting the replies. I have almost 60, 70 people in the Fox. So is there one who got any questions? So I have given my email ID also. Any doubt, any question at any point of time, I would always be there. If I have a bandwidth to answer, if I know the answer, I would definitely answer. Okay, so here is my I'm writing my email ID again. Cool. This is my ID. Put it write me anytime in doubt. I don't know why it's going. It's fine. Yeah. A lot. Yes, I know that it was quite, but other PT so every day. So I would say same thing. Please have word with your managers. I know why you're not getting. I already explained it. I'm sure that. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for hearing me for the week. Thanks. I enjoyed, but I'm worried like I didn't get a bit questions. I don't know whether you got it right or not. It's okay. Thank you. Bye.